Tēnā rā koutou katoa, nau mai, piki mai, kake mai, ki te korimako o Taranaki. Ko ai ko Taiaroa ne o tēnei, e wakapā o atu mai i te Hāwera, mai i taka kāinga nei, hara au ki roto i te ware o te korimako engari e mihi ana ki koutou. E mātakitaki mai o te rā e koutou mā e are taringa mai ki runga i te reo irirangi Māori o tātou. Te manawa taki o Taranaki Maunga. Kia ora, kia ora, kia ora. As you can see from my top here, I'm about 2 years old. And I guess what it's really about is that this is the first time we've had a regional in around 4 years. E wā mā. Around 4 years ago, who my guests are, Tama, Pokai, Raua, ko te pau o Ngāti Maru, e Tamzyn. And 4 years ago, they spoke about cancelling the regionals. So I'm really, really pleased e wā mā, that we are able to bring back our regionals for this year. Te Whakataetae Rohe, mo Te Kāhui Maunga e wā mā. And the highly anticipated double sold out event is happening this Saturday. E te iwi Pariroa Pā is kicking us off, so I thought I'd represent with my top this morning. No reira, we're welcoming to the show this morning both Tama and Tamzyn to talk about some of the things and clear some of these things up for all of you fellas and fallesses out there who have been tapping away e te iwi. So let's do this. Morena e korua, no mai, ki te korimako, no mai, hoki mai, e Tama, e Tamzyn.
Tēnā tātou, tēnā korua.
Tēnā hoki korua. Now, I understand you've been a little bit mawiwi there, my brother, so thank you very much for joining us, and it's probably because of all of that hati wānanga, as many of our viewers and listeners will know, you're both involved in kapa, you're both leaders in your own rights, and you've no doubt been working very hard for the past few months to get to where you are now. Exciting!
Tino, yeah, tino.
Yeah. So first up, we've got the pōwhiri on Friday, and we're expecting quite a few people down there. How many people are we expecting? Will it be inside, outside? I guess I'll give that partai to Tama.
Yeah, so we're expecting an excess of over 500 people, you know, ka tau mai, ki runga i a Pariroa. Nā reira, ka noho te pōwhiri ki waho, ki runga i te marae atu. Nā reira, yeah, so we'll be outside. It's all set up. I think I understand that our whānau and our marae of Pariroa are preparing. They started preparations yesterday. And yeah, so kua whakarite, kua timata ngā mahi.
Ka pai. And just in terms of our tikanga Māori, you know, we love to hariru, we love to kihi, we love to uwi. COVID is looming, and COVID hasn't quite, you know, I mean, 4 years later, we're still talking about this. It's quite unbelievable and quite remarkable, really. But what will be the process around our tikanga in terms of hongi and hariru?
So, because we're going to be outside, and ko te wāhanga o tū tēnā, ko te oha, ko te he mea whakamutunga, so ka mutu me te hareru, te oha. Ai tēnei wā, kei te oha tonu, erangi tārea kia, you know, when we get to the marae, and maha o tātou nei marae e whakatau, me pēhe ana tātou. So yeah, koe te mai tēnei wā.
Ka pai, thank you. There are some other questions around how long will it take? And of course, we are bringing on the Mauri at the same time. So I guess those two go hand in hand with the amounts of people that are arriving. How long are we expected that this pōwhiri will take, and what will be the kōrero that you can give to our listeners and viewers in terms of bringing that Mauri to Pariroa Pā?
I think tuatahi me whaiti o te wā, ma te Mauri o te kaupapa e kaue. And so the pōwhiri will take as long as it needs to, but hopefully not too long. We need our kapa to be able to get to their stage checks. However, I understand, I know that we will only have 3 kai kōrero, and then our manuhiri will have however many they need to have. But yes, the Mauri, you know, coming onto our marae, coming to South Taranaki. So it first came to Ratana, to our pā o Ngāriki, and then, you know, went to Kaihaiki, with our wanganui whānau. And now it's coming to Taranaki Mātongatonga. And so it's our opportunity to receive and look after this Māori, te Māori o te Matatini. And I guess, give it our loving touch, I guess, if you want to call it that, and install our own Māori, our whakaaro, into that taonga. And then once we're finished with it, we'll go up to Taranaki ki te raki, and our whānau up in the north there of our maunga. So it's really an honour to be able to receive the Māori. Thanks to Ngāti Whātua and Tama ki Makaurau, who started this tikanga, because it is a new tikanga, for it to go to the regions prior to the event, and be looked after.
Kia ora, kia ora. Lastly, for people that are going to attend the pōwhiri, what do they need to be aware of?
Parking is limited. So if we all know Pariroa Pā, when it comes to a kaupapa this size, all our home whānau need to be there by 7 to ensure that they can be guided to their parking. And we will have our preparations prior to 9:30. 9:30 is when the pōwhiri will start. Our manuhiri will be also guided as they arrive to their parking areas. But quite an hour really. It's going to be a great day. It's an honour to be able to finally conduct this process kia pōwhiri ai ngā kapa o Te Kāhui Maunga ki tō tātou nei kaupapa. And also the pōwhiri being held actually on a marae and not actually like at the hub or at the hall and those types of things. So kia hoki atu ki ngā wāhi tika.
Kia ora, kia ora. Ka nui ngā mihi, te whakawānui ngā kōrero e pāna ki te pōwhiri. There you go, and there you have it, e hoa mā. We'll be outside, over 500 people expected for the pōwhiri down at Pariroa Pā. Definitely do Google Maps that, because as many of us will remember, Matua Sau and Parata found it a little bit hard to find our marae. So Google Maps that, make sure that you tell your whānau how to get there, carpooling and everything like that. E te iwi, not expected to take too long, as our whānau within these rōpū do have their stage checks the same day, I believe. So that's cool, Tama. Thank you. Now, getting on to Saturday. This is going to be a massive day, and it's actually blowing up. It's blowing up so much. This is a real highlight for me in terms of people wanting haka, people being involved in haka, people really showing that ngākau towards haka, and that the te ao haka is absolutely growing. Tangata tiriti mai, tangata whenua mai. So just amazing work that the committee has done. First up, and I'm not too sure who we would go to for this, but I'm pretty sure you have sorted these questions between yourselves. Give the listeners an insight into how much work has gone into bringing the Te Kāhui Maunga regionals to fruition.
Kia ora Taiaroa. Tēnā koe, tēnā pātai. There's been a lot of work that's been put in, as everyone would imagine. But in terms of the enormity of the mai, the breakdown of the mai, I'm going to hand it over to Tama.
Thank you, Tamzyn. He nui ngā mahi. So there's a lot to organise. And so from a Te Kāhui Maunga perspective, we hand it over to a host committee, and they do all the organising, and in conjunction with members from our committee. And so, it's not as simple as booking a hall, a stage, and selling some tickets. It's there's other preparations that need to go into it. For example, there's a response to COVID and around numbers. Need to ensure that we're not selling more tickets than we need to be, ensuring that the health and safety plans are prepared, and ordering the stage, making sure the dimensions of the stage are correct. The stage itself can handle 40 times 13 kapa you know, tangata women stamping their feet on that stage, and it's going to last the day. You know, dressing the stage, and then there's all the things like the dressing rooms, just all the behind scenes stuff that actually you know, you don't see, but actually are quite important. And so, especially when it comes to competition and ensuring our kapa have a flawless experience to ensure that they can be at their best and do what they need to do on that stage. So, yeah, parking, stalls, there's just so much to organise. And so, our host committee have you know, along with some of our members of Te Kāhui Maunga, have, you know, done a really good job to prepare those things, organise the likes of our Māori wardens from the Rohe, from around the Rohe actually, to come and volunteer their time and, you know, to come and tautoko the kaupapa. So there's a lot more. Don't ask me how many volunteers there are, but there are quite a few. But yeah, they've got a lot of work that they need to be doing behind the scenes, prior and then on the day, and then even after, you know, clean up and you know, the wash up and those types of things. So he nui ngā mahi.
It's going to be a massive undertaking, and I just cannot fathom the logistics involved in bringing 2,000, over 2,000. What are the numbers looking like so far? How many tickets have you sold? And will there be any sort of push for allowing extra people to go in or come out? What's the story around there? I know everybody's asking, and I just thought I'd just pop it in there real quick, just so that we can clear this up right here and right now.
Yeah, ka tika te kōrero. We're sold out. We're at the capacity in regards to the amount of tickets that we were able to release. And you've just got to think about logistics. We didn't go to sessions and anything like that. So we've sold, well, there's a total of about 2,000 tickets. Of that, if you can imagine, a kaihaka, what's that, 400 odd kaihaka, 500 kaihaka, and then the rest are kaimā taki. But there's a number, there's a capacity limit for the hub, and so when you take that into consideration around people not going to be there all day, and you know, some people are going to be out watching other groups in and out. Some people are only coming for one group, and so it's really hard to make an assumption of how many are going to be there at any one time. So the committee have, you know, they've done their best to guesstimate and forecast how the day's going to roll, especially around the program as well. So when you look at the program and look at where all the teams are, and you just make assumptions that where people are going to be. So they've done their best, and you know, thanks to them, you know, we are where we are. Yes, we have sold out, and that's unfortunate. If I can reflect back in 2020 to the regionals that didn't happen, 3 days before the event, we had only sold 300 tickets. So when you reflect back on that, come to today, yeah, it wasn't anticipated that there's going to be this much hunger for our kaupapa. But I know from, you know, going forward into the future, we're going to, you know, be able to anticipate this a lot more. But, you know, the committee have done their best, and what they've done now is we've been able to put on a screen out in the field. It's going to face the big grandstand at the Te Whare o Ruapūtahanga. And so it's for those that can't get in, and those that don't even have tickets, that want to come and experience the vibe, the wairua of the kaupapa, can still come, be a part of the kaupapa, watch it's on the big screen, the Monster Vision screen, and sit there in the grandstand. So, you know, there's plenty of opportunity, and fingers crossed it all goes well on the day.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to go off. And the great thing about living in this day and age is that we have the technology to watch from the comfort of our own homes. I know it's not the same, but I really thank you, Tama, for clearing that up. For many people out there thinking, oh, they could just, you know, sit people on the ground, they could just do this, and all these suggestions. Kia mohi o mai e koutou, we are still human. Okay, and quite frankly, it's not a matter of not wanting to issue more tickets. It's more a matter of health and safety and the capacity of the TSB hub. So there we have it. Thank you, Tama. And of course, with the big screen, coming to that decision to bring the Monster Vision screen out to the field so that anybody just passing by. Some people don't even want to watch Kapa Haka. They can come and get themselves a kai, sit down, next minute they're watching Kapa Haka. So, you know, there's a lot of positives that have come out of a sellout show, a sellout event like Te Kāhui Maunga Regionals. Okay, I guess these questions will be for you, Tams, in terms of how many Ropu are performing and how many Ropu will actually go through to Te Matatini.
Tēnā koe Taiaroa, and I agree with Rania Ratoa. Very well said what you were saying, your kupu waka kapi, your waka rapopoto, I mean, of what Tama was expressing. So, we are very fortunate this year. We have got 13 teams who have entered Kuiro Tomo Mai ki tēnei Whakataetae, which is fabulous news for us as a Rohe, because that means essentially that we will have 4 teams who will qualify to represent Te Kāhui Maunga Wānui Tonu, which includes, you know, our whole entire Rohe, Wanganui, Te Awatupo, Wanganui, Rātana, and also here in Taranaki, and Taumarinui as well, might I add, the whole Rohe that the Kāhui Maunga touches, who come to our Whakataetae. So that's 4 teams that will go into the national competition to represent our Rohe next year. That's huge. So, you know, Tama and I, we would like to express our gratitude to our Ropu who have entered into the competition, and as well as our komiti, especially to our Pāake teams as well, for the dedication and the commitment and the aroa that they've poured in to make this happen. Because without them, mei kore ko rātou ngā kapa, pira i ngā kapa o ngā pakeke o ngā Pāake, me te kapa o te maungaro o Pariaka Papakainga. They were our 13th team to enter into the competition from Pariaka. So, you know, we've got all of our I will put it like this, all of our profits are represented at this particular competition, which is really special because we've got the Māreikuta coming from the river, we've got Rātana, we've got Te Pakakohi Tāngahoi as well in there with our wānau from Taranaki Mā Tonga. And then, of course, we've got us ones, you know, ngā more o te uti rau ko to'u coming from the north. So, you know, to know that all of our poropiti and tō tātou poropiti kuia mere rikiriki as well up in there. So, you know, this is really a congregation and a time of unity for all of the prophets of the West Coast. So I'm excited about that. So, yeah. Bit of a long answer, 13 teams, but and then 4 will qualify. But I think it's important to note that for our listeners and for everyone to understand how beautiful it is to have all of our poropiti represented and all of our old people, including the Pakakoi Tāngahoi as well. Yeah.
Me Māori me, yes, that's right, and that's, you know, something that I really look forward to every regionals, and for every kapa that makes it into Matatini is that kōrero, and I can just see Te Aorangi there doing a mihi for that kōrero about our poropiti, so mean. Now, there's some things, some intricacies, I guess, some rules about Matatini and around our regionals and performing-wise. If your Ropu doesn't make it, are you able to like if your Ropu doesn't make the cut in the 4 teams to make it to Matatini, are they able to change Ropu? Because I know this has been a big kōrero throughout the motu actually, and for a few years now in terms of being able to waka jump, essentially.
That's Steph's Tama answer.
Yeah, so ko tā mai te whakatau, we got messaging, and I think so did the motu a couple of weeks ago, where Matatini changed their rules. And so initially, if we reflect back to the times of where all the regionals didn't go ahead, and then we had Matatini 2023, they allowed kaihaka, if I remember correctly, from the region to be able to, who didn't qualify, to jump in those kapa to support and help those teams get to Matatini 2023. Back then, I think it was 2022. Fast forward to today. Yeah, so the rule is now that if your team does not qualify, you have the ability to jump into a qualifying team at Te Matatini. So quite annoying, really. So the answer is yes. So
qualifying team from your own Rohe, is that right?
Oh, it's calm.
Any. Oh, I'm off to Wakahuia. No. Oh, that's really good, and that's good for our wano to understand that. You know, even though you might not get a spot through this regionals, you might still be able to get a spot in the ropu that do make it. I'm off to Ratana. Okay, here we go. That's great, and it's great for our young people to understand that as well. Now, so there will be kai stalls, and I know there's not too much kōrero about that. Can people still register to bring a kai stall? How many kai stalls are we expecting, and what sort of kai can people get their hands on the day?
Oh, gee, kare te mohio. Yeah, that's a host committee question, that one. I'm unsure if they're still receiving any, and if they've got any kai stalls prepared, and who's going to be there. I think I know Ferns Kaiwaka is going to be there. I think we all know Ferns is going to be there. Those who like Ferns. I'm not too sure. So I can't answer that one right now. But hey, I do know that there are going to be kai stalls. So bring your money, bring cash, bring your FPOS card just in case. I'm not too sure who's going to have what. No doubt there's going to be people wanting to fundraise. I think there was somebody selling strawberries and chocolate that inquired. So I'm not too sure whether they actually got their stall or not. But, you know, I think a lot of people like their chocolate and strawberries, don't they? So, yeah, quite easy.
I definitely do. And I will be heading out to get me a couple of cups to share, of course. This will be broadcasted on both Te Kuri Mako and Whakataetae Mauri at different times. So can somebody kōrero to us about the broadcasting, radio as well as TV, please?
So Tom and I actually sorted out last night who would answer which question, so I'll answer this one for us. Well, Tama could too, but okay, Wano, so if you download the Māori Plus app on your phones, you can actually watch the Te Kāhui Maunga regionals live from your device, from your phone, you can even put it on your big screens at home if you're not coming. For those of you who are watching around the Motu Wānui, you can tune into the Te Kāhui Maunga regionals as well via your apps from the Māori Plus app. But I also want to add to that, Te Korimako o Taranaki will be receiving a link that will flow straight through our Te Korimako o Taranaki Facebook domain and also our Te Reo Te Uru page. So both of those pages are now accessible to Māori TV. So and one thing I want to note here is that we are working in collaboration with Māori TV to provide the broadcast to our people, and so they're using our platforms as well. We are working kei te mai tai mātou o te Korimako o Taranaki me te reo te Pākapa Kata Māori. So together, collaboratively, we will have our platforms sharing out the links. So there you go. It is accessible to you, whether you're on Facebook. If you don't want to download the Māori Plus app, kaya koutou te tikanga. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to offer as much of our kaupapa to you as we possibly can. In addition to that, now Māori TV will not be broadcasting the prize giving. Ki moio mai koutou. So here's an update about the prize giving. Te Korimako o Taranaki will be providing the live stream of the prize giving. So here it is. Me wātoro atu rau koutou ringa ki te wārangi pukamata o Te Korimako o Taranaki. Ne ki reira ki te ai koutou I te wāanga tukutanga. So with regards to the prize giving, will be live streamed on the big screen as well. You know, I'm thinking probably a lot of our kapa, a lot of our teams will be outside watching it on the big screen because, you know, we're Manaki people. We will allow our people to ku'u atu ki roto I te wari I te tuatai, and whoever can fit, kei te pai, whoever can't, you know, we need to use a lot of common sense. E tātou mā will come into play here. You know, we wouldn't leave our elders and our pāke outside watching on the big screen. So, you know, if we can let our elders go in and, you know, in our wano, etc., with little kids and babies, you know, let them go in first. And, you know, all of us kapa performers, we're all good to go sit out in the grandstand and watch the prize giving if need be. Hey, you know, if you're thinking no, then you're rude. So kia kaha tātou ki te waitikanga, I te tuatahi, manakitanga must come first. Te korimako taranaki providing a chance for whānau overseas to watch because they don't get, well, yeah, absolutely. If whānau have access to Facebook, they'll be able to, well, we'll try our best. I can't actually guarantee that because Māori TV are the main portal of the live stream of the kapa. So I shouldn't give that guarantee, especially with my boss watching this right now. But what I can say about that is the korimako will do all we can to provide that link through our Facebook domain to, you know, hopefully our overseas whānau can, especially if Māori TV, Māori Plus app ain't working for our overseas whānau. We'll watch from Sydney, yes. Koe rā te ia o kia ora Leonce in Sydney. So that's the hope that we can provide that link for our overseas whānau. So hopefully that's answered your questions. It will be live on radio all day. So if you are driving in your waka and you're tuned in, you can listen to Paparouru, Auntie Dai, as well as Alana. They will be bringing you the live broadcast via the radio. Taiaroa you will hear as well throughout the day. He's going to be on stage as one of the MCs. He's not going to tell you that because he's leading this interview, but I can tell you. So there you go. Taiaroa will be there. E te iwi as an MC for Te Korimako Taranaki and for South Taranaki. So any more pātai, just flick them in there while Tama and I are here with you. And then I'll hand it back to Taiaroa.
That's actually a really good point that you make for our viewers and our whanaunga over the ditch. And I know that there's a lot of things around the geo-blocking and where Whakataetae Mauri will extend that broadcast to. So it hasn't been confirmed that we will be able to provide that a visual for you or an audio for you at this stage in time, at this point in time. The other thing to note also is that if you are tuning into the radio via iHeartRadio, it may potentially not work either due to the geo-blocking and the kōrero between the broadcasters and Whakataetae Mauri. But what's really cool is that we are able to provide a live stream both on radio and on Facebook for the pōwhiri as well as the prize giving. That's something that Whakataetae Mauri didn't agree to do. All goods. Te Korimako's got your back. Wānau mā, we have absolutely got your back for prize giving as well as the pōwhiri, both on air and on live stream as well. And it's a massive operation when it comes to bringing these sorts of live streams to you. So there will be issues with internet, and our boss has been climbing trees and climbing roofs to make sure that we can bring those broadcasts to you live and free to air. E wama. Now, I guess that's basically everything that we have covered in all my notes here. There's some big notes from my boss. But I just want to wish you both, as kaiaka, as leaders of our Ropu, and making sure that Kapa Haka survives into the future, all the very best for this upcoming weekend. If there's anything else that our people should know, please feel free to take that time to have a kōrero.
Tēnā koe Taiaroa, tēnā no tātou. I just can't wait to for the day to come. Bring on Friday, ki tō tātou pōwhiri, kia pōwhiri tia tō tātou rohe o Te Kāhui Maunga, ki runga i a Pariroa, Ngāti Tūpito, Ngāti Ruanui, Ngāti Hine, te whakakohi anō hoki, ki runga i tō tātou nei marae, e ki runga i te kaupapa. Ko roa tātou, e tāre ana, e whanga mai mo tēnei wā. 6 years since our last regionals, so it's been a long time to have this opportunity for our rohe to have this opportunity to not so much just battle it out on stage, but it's around the kōrero, it's around the kaupapa that everyone has been waiting to bring to the table, and so I can't wait to see all the skills and the waiata. Well, we watching it from the Pā, but you know, all those different beautiful things that everyone's going to be bringing to the stage. So yeah, can't wait. And yeah, e mihi ki ngā kapa katoa, i ngā mahi katoa, i roto i ngā marama ko tahake. So yeah, long time till now, 6 years. But we're here, we're getting there. So just kia matara tātou. I think some information is going to be coming up on our Te Kāhui Maunga Facebook page just around the day, where to park, those types of things. And so where the stall's going to be and the screen and and your entrances. So just look out on Te Kāhui Maunga Facebook page. That stuff will be released. But I think the public parking is going to be on Waihi Road and over at the showgrounds is where the parking is going to be for our public. So, yeah, watch out for that. I think the messaging is coming out today.
Thanks.
Oh, well, Taiaroa, I was going to say, you know, for our wānau that are, you know, you might, if you're really Māori and you know you are, probably best for you to stay home, to be honest. And you can watch it on the Māori Plus app or through the Korimako page. You already know the seti. We know the messaging because we will have a lot of vulnerable people there. I can confirm that. Tama and I can confirm we will have our kaumātua there. We will have babies there at the event. So, you know, if you're absolutely not feeling good, but you really don't want to miss it because you're, you know, we all understand the passion of Kapa Haka. We've seen it with the growth of Kapa Haka, us selling out in a matter of a couple of days of tickets, and that's a beautiful thing. But our health and wellness and the oranga o tō tātou iwi must always come paramount. Yeah? Because we must be mindful of our elders and of everybody, of our iwi Māori. We want to keep ourselves well. But atu I tira, safe travels to our wānau coming from Ratana. Tēnā koe taipai e te tūngani. Tama and I are both sending you all our love as well to our Ratana wānau, all the very best in the lead up to this weekend. We're looking forward to it. You know, our wānau from Te Kuranui o Pairangi, see you in there as well. Rongomai, Shagil, all the very best for your build-up. Actually, I might post your story tonight on Te Reo Te Uru. So, we have keep an eye out on the Te Reo Te Uru Facebook page. We've got a couple of our kapa coming up as well as we build up to Saturday. So tonight we'll put out Te Kuranui o Pairangi, tomorrow Tutu Kaika, and then the Purupura on Friday leading into Saturday. How about that, eh? So just, hey, Wakakapiaki, all the very best to all of our teams who will take the stage this coming Saturday. You've worked hard. Everyone's worked hard for Wakapau Tātou Katoa. And now it's time to come in and come into the competition safely. Yep, and our Waitotanga wānau as well, and our Aotearoa Nui wānau, because Tama can't make it to himself. I've seen all the teams right in there today, all except my own. I don't know. They must be at Ma'i, eh? I'll just put it there, kei te Ma'i rātou. But everyone's got a Ma'i, you know, a rōpū in here, except for Ngā Purupura. So hopefully they watch this later on so they can hear the key messages from Tama. But atu I tira, ngā mi nui kia koutou e te iwi. We look forward to seeing you all this weekend. Now, Tama and I have to go and get ready ourselves for everything that we've got to do this weekend. Tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you.
And while I've been enjoying my weekends, you have been working very hard. Again, all the best to all the Kapa Haka, all the Kapa taking the stage this Saturday the 9th. E wā mā ki te ware o Ruapūtahanga at the TSB Hub right here in Te Hāwera. The pōwhiri will be down at Pariroa Pā from 9:30 a.m. Down in Kakaramia e te iwi. So mena hia ana koutou. Haere. Go have a great time. Go see that Māori. Go and touch that Māori. Go feel that Māori and welcome that Māori into South Taranaki with your biggest hearts. There is one final and important message that I've just forgot to bring up. It's about the fake profiles. So kia matare e koutou mā. I did get a request from a Te Kāhui Maunga something this morning. Now, to let you all know, they will not be adding anybody, okay? When we are looking at the lives, they are going to be providing links on Whakataetae Mauri, as well as Te Korimako. Those links are going to appear. So just remind your wānau not to click any links, not to pay any money to view our live stream. So kia matare e koutou mā, o tira e koutou e wakarongo mai, ki runga I te reo irirangi, ki koutou hoki e mātakitaki mai. Tēnei te me o te ata kia koutou. O tira e kōrua ngā pau o iwi. Tēnā kōrua ka nui te mihi aroha.
And Haukura. Got to do a shout out to Te Aiotanga o Haukura because I can see unity. Sorry, just about missed you. I'm sorry. Kia
ora te whānau, kia pai, kia hari, kia koa, kia ngākau hihiko o koutou rangi.